So welcome back to the channel. This is part 3 of the series of the SU-35s Flanker build, and in this video I'm gonna complete the whole fuselage so it will be ready for painting in the next part. So stay tuned and subscribe. So every jet plane needs a nose cone to hide the radar, so that's what I'm fixing here in the video. And all the coloring and weathering of the radar was unnecessary because no one will ever see it. And as you see here, I'm fixing the nose cone after I have put glue on it, so it's fixed and tight to the fuselage. I'm using a lot of tape when I'm building planes. So this is the part where I'm mounting the front air intakes just before the turbine. So now I'm gluing the pipes together and gluing in the fans, the fan blades. And of course some tape to keep the things together while they are drying. And here I am gluing the fan together. That represents the first stage of the jet engine. Well, out of focus, of course. So if you have any suggestions about this channel, camera views, etc., things I should say or things I shouldn't say or show, please write a comment below. And now I'm adding a vent that's on the underside of the air intakes. Highly detailed. You can't see it because my camera is out of focus, of course, but really nice. No wash, no nothing. And this is the cover. I'm not so familiar with those jet engines, so I can't explain all the details, but I know a little anyway. So I'm gluing this part onto the bottom of the air intake, just above the vents. And now I'm attaching the lower part of the air intake. Some glue to keep it together. The parts are really fitting nice. I must say it's top quality when it comes to fitting. And as far as this, I think they have done a great job with the molds and all the 3D CADing they have been doing. And some tape, of course. I like tape. Who doesn't? So here I'm trying to get the channel and the first stage in, but I got some tape there, so we better remove that. Add some white Tamiya. I've used that a lot. It's a little slow, but it gives you time to fix things in position. The green one is the quick one, and I'm using that for maybe 98% of my builds and 2% of the white one. I can really recommend the white one because it gives you time. And here we have the two air intakes completed. Really nice. Good details. And here I'm building some small attachments for something on the fuselage. I'm not sure right now what it is, because it's not wheel attachments. It's attachments for something, maybe some missiles or bombs, I don't know. I'm not an aircraft guy, I'm just a model builder. So I will definitely know what it is when the build is finished. But these are quite fiddling things. They're really, really small, and I think one of the pieces went to the carpet monster 2 times. So I had to pick him up again. So now the part is almost finished and there's one piece left. So I'm using my white Tamiya to put it in position. Add some extra in the hole where it should fit. And I'm maybe unsecure about the positioning there. But there it goes, and then it should be attached to the first part. And then we should add some green glue and it should be done. So here we have the things I have mounted, and you can see the details around here. They are really, really nice looking. So let's continue with the next step. And these are other small parts that are in the same location on the aircraft. I have done one side before I record this session, as you can see. And the fit is perfect. Really nice. Did I say that the fit is perfect? I'm repeating myself all the time. But that's me. I'm getting old. The brain isn't what it used to be. So here we have the final result of all the small pieces and pipes around this thing that I don't know what it is, but we will know later. So here I'm completing the air intakes with some details that should be on the outside. There are some pipes and some pylons and things, it looks like. And some more pipings around that hole. All these things are things that I usually leave, but I'm not 100% sure how this model looks like when it's painted, so I guess I have to hand paint those small things when it's done. But the fun part is to start a model, as I think, and the second most fun part is start painting, because then when it comes to life and when you put on all the decals, oh, that's a really joy in the build. But we're getting there sooner or later. So here we're adding some more pipes to the fuselage. And I guess I have to hand paint this with a pencil when it's painted. So now I'm mounting a clip in the back, and that clip is holding the elevators, and it was a really nice fit there. And now it's time to put on the whole air intake along the whole fuselage. And it gets married to the fuselage. And of course I'm using some tape to keep it together while it's drying. Excuse me. It starts to look like a real fighter. These G.W.H fighters are so beautiful. They have a special look. And here you can see all the details on both sides. At this stage I am adding some, what should we call them, side skirts? I don't know the correct term for it. My aviation terms in English is not the best, but I hope you understand what I'm meaning. And they just snaps in place, and then we just add some glue and they are fine. So this is how it looks when it's done, with pipings and all the mountings. Looks really nice. And I'm really surprised about the fitting. Did I say that before? No, this is a good model. Worth every penny. So now it's time to add some, I don't know what you call it, stabilizer or something in the lower part of the fuselage. One on each side. Looks straight. And now it's time to start with some small things. Here I'm gluing together the leading edge for the wings. One for each side. Good fit as usual with Great Wall Hobby. Okay, so this is the worst thing I came upon on this build. The nozzles for the jet engine, They are made by 4 parts, and there are so many parts in this build that are made in one part that looks like these parts. So why did they do it by 4 parts? They could easily have done 1 part. I don't know what they were thinking about, because the build is so nice, but when it comes to a circle in 4 parts, then it's quite fiddling. Is fiddling the correct word? I don't know. But this is not a good design from their side. They could have done this much better. So now it's time to glue the engine together, the compressor in the back end, and the injector is about to be glued into this one. I'm gluing the bottom of it and I'm dropping it in. At this stage there were no color codes on the building description, so I guess I just take my airbrush and spray it inside when it's done. The nozzles on the outside on the SU-37 or SU-27 they have a very unique color on them, or can you say a characteristic blah 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 something. They look really odd. They are blue in some places, and they are silver, and they are chrome, and they are smoke metal, and it's a mix. So I'm gonna do my best to paint these when they are done. So I'm not mounting them on the fuselage until they are painted. There were maybe 5 or 6 parts for the jet engine so far. And that's the nozzle with the 4 pieces. And I'm putting them straight backwards, because I want it to be symmetric in some way. So we're getting there. So the nozzles or the engine with the compressor is done. Some glue just, so then it will be finished. So now we're getting to the rudder or surface control. Great details and perfect fit, as it has been with the whole build. Some glue here and some tape there. No tape at this stage. There were some minor parts, or smaller parts, should I say, that could have been designed better so far. Just look at that part on my finger. Is it 1 by 1 millimeter? And I mean, it should be glued into place, and I'm not sure that it will last forever. So that was something they could implement it in the mold. But anyway, it's a good model. Did I say that the fit is perfect? If not, it is. It's really nice. So now it's time for the elevators, and as you can see, there are 3 pivot type pipes on the back of the elevator. So I'm putting some tape on them just to make sure that I don't break them, because small parts breaks easily. And that's the one thing you as a modeler learn. It was just 3 parts that I glued together, so it was nothing special, but it was straightforward. So now it's time for the leading edge on the wings, and the fit is, as usual with this model, perfect, I must say. No problems, just put it in position and glue it on the wing. So at this stage I am gluing the surface controllers, or the rudder, to the fuselage, both of them. Had some minor problems with the stern side, but I managed to get it in position. And now it's time for the elevators, and these you don't have to glue them to the fuselage. You just push them in and rotate them, and they snap. And it was a clever design. So that gives you the option to have them in up or down or wherever. And at this moment I am gluing the flaps on the wings, and I want them to be positioned down. And this is the other side I'm doing. It was a little tricky to get them in, but once they are in position, they fit really nice. And finally some glue, so they are staying where they should be. So we have reached the end of part 3, and this is how it looks now. And now it's time to get it into the paint booth. Thank you, and please subscribe.